Fox Sports. Now available in HD.
Hello from me, Peter Brackley, and with Wembley just one tantalising step away, we're in the West Midlands tonight to see which of Aston Villa and Blackburn Rovers will go on to this season's Carling Cup final in 6 weeks' time. It's advantage Villa, of course, after the first leg at Ewood Park last Thursday, where James Milner's first half strike turned out to be the only goal of the game. But although Martin O'Neill's team might indeed have gone on to score more, Blackburn showed enough in the second half, twice hitting a post, to suggest this semi-final may yet have a twist or two in store before the outcome is finally settled. And one of these two famous old clubs claims the right to beat either Manchester City or Manchester United in the Wembley showpiece on February the 28th. The two Manchester clubs met last night, of course, in the delayed first leg of their semi, a pulsating game too, eventually won 2-1 by City, a double for Carlos Tevez after Ryan Giggs had given United the lead, so everything still to play for in the return at Old Trafford. But now, 24 hours on, all eyes are focused on Villa Park. And here, full house on a cold but dry evening to greet two teams reaching out for the final of a competition they both won before. Villa on 5 occasions and Rovers just once in 2002. And although Villa with home advantage now are certainly favourites to go on to an 8th League Cup final, Sam Allardyce believes his Blackburn team are still well in contention, especially after the encouragement of Sunday's win over Fulham in the Premier League, their first in 13 competitive games. Villa, meantime, were held at home by West Ham in their last fixture 3 days ago, a result that keeps them in the mix up at the top end of the table, while the win for Rovers was understandably very, very welcome in their bid to stave off the threat of relegation. So let's run through the two teams then for you. Villa first, and with the exception of goalkeeper Brad Friedel, Martin O'Neill feels what he believes to be his strongest available side, and why not, with Wembley so close, fully focused on getting to a major final. The chase for a Champions League place firmly on the back burner for this evening at least. He does indeed keep Brad Guzan in goal rather than first choice Friedel, his fellow American, and no John Carew on the bench. He has a knee injury. James Milner was the first leg hero then with his well-taken goal on the break, and he takes his place in the centre of midfield, a new role he's adapted to really well in recent weeks, underlining his versatility. It's Stilian Petrov, the Bulgarian, as usual, alongside him, with Ashley Young and Stuart Downing on the flanks. Across the back, it's a defensive quartet of Cuellar, James Collins, Richard Dunn, and former Blackburn fullback Stephen Warnock. And up front, O'Neill looks to the pairing of Emil Heskey and top scorer Gabriel Agbon-Lahore. For Blackburn, Sam Allardyce has David Dunn and Morten Gaps Pedersen both available again after they'd missed Sunday's game with Fulham. El Hadj Diouf is free from suspension after he was sent off against Villa here in the FA Cup tie recently, but hasn't made the subs list. Lars Jakobsen was injured in the first leg of this semi, and he's still missing, so Pascal Chimbonda and Gael Givet are the two fullbacks, with the usual central partnership in defence of Ryan Nelson and Chris Samba, both of whom were on the score sheet against Fulham at the weekend. Frenchman Steven Nzonzi is joined in midfield by Brett Emerton, Martin Olsen and Pedersen, and with Jason Roberts still on the injured list, Allardyce pins his main attacking hopes on David Dunn, supporting Nikola Kalinic, who was the unlucky man to strike the upright not once but twice at Ewood Park a week ago. The away goals rule does apply if the aggregate scores are level after 90 minutes and extra time. The only way it can then go to penalties is if Blackburn are winners by the same 1-0 scoreline as the first leg. Martin Atkinson is tonight's referee. Villa chasing their first Wembley final in a decade. They certainly have the edge and do have history mainly on their side. Only two teams in the competition's existence going back 50 years now have gone on to the last stage having lost the first leg of the semi-final at home. Something last accomplished by Arsenal nearly a quarter of a century ago, and in fact, like Stoke before them in 1972, the Gunners only achieved that by going through via a replay. No penalty shootouts in those days. So an aggregate win in these circumstances for Rovers will be unprecedented. All set up for a cracking semi-final second leg. Blackburn so disappointed to lose to Villa in the first one, but spirits clearly lifted by Sunday's win over Fulham, their first in 10 in the Premier League. That was Cuellar, Carlos Cuellar, the Spaniard, with a foot in for Villa. Olsen. Here's Petrov. First touch for Guzan, who does normally play in the cup ties. He certainly has in the major games earlier this season. Martin O'Neill keeping faith with him. He promised that if they stayed in the competition, he would keep goal. So Brad Friedel, the former Blackburn keeper, of course, has to sit this one out. Villa haven't lost any of their last 6 home games against Rovers, winning 5 of them. The most recent in the FA Cup here earlier this month, when Martin O'Neill's team came out on top by 3 goals to 1. Although some of the personnel was different. Here's Warnock, the former Rovers defender. Now Collins stepping up from the back and letting fly too, somewhat ambitiously. Villa's first competitive semi-final in 6 years. Martin O'Neill, I'm sure, won't need reminding that they lost to a Bolton side, managed then by Sam Allardyce in the League Cup of 2004, before his time at Villa Park. But he'll have heard all about it. Rovers themselves were beaten by Middlesbrough in the final. O'Neill, who has an impressive League Cup pedigree, twice a winner as a player with Forest, and on 2 other occasions as a manager with Leicester City. Givet, the Frenchman, taking the throw then for Rovers. Sam Allardyce saying in the build-up, it's so important they get a goal back soon to give themselves a real fighting chance. The first goal in this game, he says, is absolutely crucial. Off goes Downing. Agbon-Lahore was on the charge. It was Samba who came across to cover. They had a clash in the first leg when Agbon-Lahore was actually booked for diving. Many felt he should have had a penalty after he clashed with Samba. Ashley Young, but a poor first touch by him. But they've got pace on the flex. In Downing on the left and Ashley Young on the right. Well, there's some worry for Martin O'Neill. The team haven't been at their sharpest lately in front of goal. They've actually failed to score for 3 Premier League games in a row now. Good leap then by Nzonzi, who's been very much a fixture in the midfield for Blackburn this season, the young Frenchman. Here's Kalinic. Couldn't believe his misfortune in the first game when he twice hit the upright. Much improved display by Blackburn in the second half, after Sam Allardyce had his say during the interval. Very much second best to Villa in the first 45 minutes. Villa let through James Milner and could have had more. Here's Collins. Now Petrov, Aston Villa's skipper, Cuellar. Keeping Luke Young out of the team at the moment. Since the introduction of Collins into the centre of the back line, alongside Richard Dunn. who's been absolutely outstanding this season, the former Manchester City defender. Here's David Dunn. A lot resting on his shoulders tonight for Blackburn. Offering the main support for Kalinic. Samba a scorer then against Fulham, so was Ryan Nelson. But do they have the punch up front tonight to really stretch Aston Villa and bring themselves back into this semi-final? Here is David Dunn. Took a deflection surely. Yes, it will be a corner. So some early hope here for Blackburn. We have got to be at our best tonight, says Sam Allardyce, each and every one of us. David Dunn, who didn't play at the weekend because of a minor injury. Nor did Pedersen here. Teasing ball, Guzan just managing to scoop it away under some pressure. Nelson settles for the throw. Just one or two shaky moments in the first game from Guzan. But generally, when he's come in, he's done very well. And in fairness to him, he got some distance on his clearance. Albeit at the expense of a throw now, which Pedersen is winding himself up to take. It's fallen here for Petrov. He can't though exploit the pace up front of Akbar Lahore. Not this time anyway. But Nelson and Samba really will have to be on top of their game to keep Akbar Lahore quiet and Heskey. Akbar Lahore is the leading scorer for Villa on 9 goals, although he's gone 6 games now without one. Olsen, who's been given this left-sided role tonight. Downing. Here's Petrov. Then to Quayer. Good turn then by Petrov. Away from Brett Emerton. This is Akbar Lahore. Downing. Testing ball. Well gathered in though by Robinson. A League Cup winner with Tottenham back in 2008. And that enthralling final with Chelsea. And he really has been finding his best form again, Robinson. Certainly a hero against Chelsea in the quarter-final win. In the shootout against Chelsea, saves in the penalty shootout. But Akbar Lahore can be such a danger with his pace. Just setting off there a moment too soon. That was Richard Dunn. Bit of a missed kick then by Milner. He's got away with it though because Petrov was able to steer it away then from Everton. But David Dunn now for Blackburn. Everton. This is Nzonzi. He's had a very consistent season for Blackburn. A French under-21 international. Good movement up top from Olsen. It's another corner. And he'll be a threat on this Samba if he's okay. Got caught up then, I think, with Dunn. That was his 3rd goal of the season at the weekend. Chris Samba. Pedersen in the mix as well there with Kalinic. Martin Atkinson positioning himself to get a good view of things. Oh, they've lost it and it's gone in. It's Kalinic. Guzan didn't deal with the problem. And Blackburn Rovers had the start they were craving. David Dunn with a corner. Guzan was nowhere really. The defence in some disarray. I think it took a deflection, but it was Kalinic's header. It's gone in off Warnock. Kalinic will certainly claim it. Samuel Allardyce doesn't care who scored it. The aggregate scores are level. Kalinic, the man who was so unlucky in the first leg, got his slice of good fortune this time. 10 minutes in, and it really has set up now this Carling Cup semi-final. Blackburn Rovers back on level terms, and you can only be imagining, or can only imagine what he's thinking just at the moment. A real body blow for Aston Villa. Petrov. Only around 2,000 Blackburn fans have made the trip, but they are now making themselves heard around Villa Park. No wonder. This is Milner. Collins. Petrov skipping away from Kalinic. There's a clash in the box. Down goes Ashley Young. I think the flag was up anyway for offside. Just about beyond his marker. And then he seemed to tumble into Givet. Well, he was really looking forward to this game tonight. He genuinely believed his team had a chance, Sam Allardyce. But they proved him right so far. Here's Cuellar. Another long throw looming by the looks of things here from Pedersen. David Dunn, whose corner kick led to the opening goal of the night. Only partially cleared, Olsen having a swing at it. And then he did seem to tug out at Petrov. And Atkinson, the referee, has given the free kick. And he'll want to work with the young Swede Olsen too. More in frustration, I think, than anything else. After he missed his kick completely. A clumsy challenge then on Petrov. Samba. Here's Givet. Let's keep closing down on him. But it's Pedersen here in this central role tonight in midfield, looking to release Olsen. Cross comes Richard Dunn, playing in his first ever cup semi-final and hoping this season, praying this season for his first major honour. Certainly isn't clear-cut at the moment that Villa are going on to the final. Blackburn Rovers very much back in it. Pedersen to try again. Nelson. The direct approach again. Olsen up towards Kalinic, and then Dunn. Emerton. Terrific block there by Richard Dunn. And away goes Downing on the break. This is where they could be so dangerous, with their ability to accelerate. Downing's cross to Ashley Young. Nelson just made sure that Akbom Lahore couldn't latch on to it. Ashley Young again, the England international. Olsen back there defending. Villa's throw. just coming up to the 15-minute mark. Carlos Cuellar. Up goes Heskey. Punched away by Robinson. That was Petrov who got his boot to the ball. And then a wayward pass, giving Blackburn some respite. Richard Dunn, who could of course face his old club Manchester City in the final if Villa get there. There's the two Dunns together, one with an E, one without. Inside the box too, and in full view of Martin Atkinson, who says no penalty. But relief for Richard Dunn. I certainly feel that David Dunn could be a key man for Blackburn tonight. Petrov put under pressure then by Pedersen. This is Warnock. It's cut out though too easily by Pascal Chimbonda. Really confident start by Blackburn. And looking to improve on it too. Olsen with Cuellar. Up comes Kalinic. And it's another corner. This is like the Rovers from the second half in the first leg. Olsen almost got goal side then of Cuellar. It's been a handful so far, Martin Olsen. Obviously with licence to attack down the left side. He's only had a handful of starts this season for Blackburn, but already prominent in this semi-final second leg. Again, it's a worrying moment back there for Villa. And the reserve goalkeeper certainly didn't cover himself with glory as Villa conceded that opening goal. A useful weapon to have in your armoury, these long throws from Morton Gamst Pedersen, aiming for the likes of Sandra and Nelson. And there was some pushing though, so free kick to Villa. We had a rare stutter then at Villa Park against West Ham at the weekend. It was their first goalless draw at home for a year under Martin O'Neill. He will be a little worried at the moment, the way things have started for his team. Against a vibrant Blackburn Rovers. Sam Allardyce really has them fired up. Only once have Rovers managed to win away against Premier League opponents this season. That was at Sam's old club Bolton back in November. Everton, the Australian, to Chimbonda. Chimbonda again. He's played in League Cup finals with Wigan and with Tottenham. A winner and a loser. Here's Nzonzi. Already the home fans just beginning to show their impatience. There was a small section on Sunday who started having a go at the players, and Martin O'Neill, he couldn't quite believe it. They're on the brink of a Wembley final, doing really well in the Premier League, and still the fans, some of them anyway, weren't happy. Tonight he says you must really get behind us, give us all the backing you can. Well, they certainly need it now. Chimbonda, eagerly closed down by Downing. Not into their stride yet, Aston Villa, not by any stretch of the imagination. Warnock almost turned back into trouble then. Up comes James Collins. Quayer. Petrov had made himself available. Really has been playing well in tandem with Milner. But they've not got going yet. Not in this one. Let's see what Ashley Young can do here. Milner to Quayer. Now Petrov. Heskey and Akpon Lahore lurking ahead of him. Warnock. This is Downing. It just bounced back then off Akpon Lahore. Samba very tight on him. Akpon Lahore. No, Samba managed to smuggle it away. Only Kalinic right up top at the moment for Blackburn. He's been preferred tonight to Benny McCarthy, who was among the subs. No easy pickings here for Aston Villa, who were the very first winners of the League Cup way back in 1961. And their record of 5 successes overall has been bettered only by Liverpool with 7. And in general terms, in reasonable nick at the moment, winning 7 of their last 10 competitive games. Akpon Lahore. Heskey unable to take it on. He's not really got into this yet. As we approach the midway point in the first half, and he's not going to plan for the home side. There's Ron Atkinson there, former Villa manager. Indeed, he won the League Cup during his time at the club. The last time they won it, I think, no, he was the one before that. Brian Little was in charge in '96 when they beat Leeds. Olsen just lost his concentration. There's Petrov. Downing. Just drifting infield for a moment. Quayer. Downing again. It's a good ball then from Milner. Releasing Warnock. This is promising for Villa. Heskey's in the middle looking to attack the cross. He goes Downing rather tentatively, and the chance has gone. Pedersen. Martin Olsen. That's Emerton's cross. Repelled by Collins. And then Dunn letting it run through to Stephen Warnock. Here's Milner. He really has been excellent in recent weeks since coming into this central role in midfield. But he slipped this one beyond his teammate, beyond Gabriel Akpon Lahore. Furious with himself too. Really was a cracking goal he scored in the first leg. Warnock, who had 2.5 years with Blackburn before switching his allegiance to Villa Park. It did seem to come off him in the end as he ducked there. Don't think his manager will thank him for that. Kalinic made the most of it. Well, Kalinic will certainly claim it. But the last touch had to be off Warnock. Guzan did not deal with it. Heskey. Now he was leaning in then on Chris Samba. The giant defender who knows he's got his work cut out tonight against Heskey and Akbon Lahore with their contrasting qualities. Heskey a real threat in the air. Getting a run in the team at the moment. That has been at the expense of John Carew, but as I was saying earlier, Carew not featuring tonight with a knee problem. That's what he had at the weekend. Pedersen, the same complaint. Fit enough to start, and they need him when he's on song. It's a really good player, Pedersen. Here he is now, venturing forward for Blackburn, linking with Kalinic. Pedersen again. Olsen in the centre, but Kalinic makes it 2-0 on the night. Amazing. The man who was left so frustrated at the end of the first leg at Ewood Park has now got 2 at Villa Park. And how the mood has changed. The whole complexion of this semi-final. An incredible first 25 minutes for Blackburn Rovers. It's a great stop there from Guzan from Olsen. But first to respond was Kalinic, the Croatian international. It was an inviting ball tossed in there by Pedersen. Olsen onto it. Guzan with a save, but Nikola Kalinic was able to guide it home. And Villa are in trouble. Big trouble. Blackburn lead 2-1 on aggregate, 2 away goals. Well, not too many expected this, outside of Blackburn maybe. Milner with a late challenge there. A rather crude one too, from the player who scored the goal in the first leg that seemed to have put Villa in such a good situation. I would imagine they're finding this hard to take in. It's delivered long by Robinson, hoping to create some more damage up there. Ashley Young. Nsonzi. Givet with a lock pass this time. Cuellar. Now Petrov. A fine interception by Chimbonda. Means Blackburn are back in possession. And they're not going to mess about here with the pretty stuff. Get it forward, that's the plan. And try and unsettle those Villa defenders, which they have certainly managed to do so far. Heskey. Wasn't quite sure what to do with it. Downing. On to Milner. Downing. This is Carlos Cuellar, former Glasgow Rangers defender. Well in Givet. But Petrov has Villa tried to build again. Warnock. There was no question of Villa simply going out to defend their lead from the first leg. Martin O'Neill says, I don't pick teams to do that. We'll go for a win tonight. It certainly hasn't happened yet. And they find themselves here, remarkably, trailing by 2-0 on the night. With almost half an hour gone, Emil Heskey showed too much of the ball though to Serba. James Collins. Milner. Blackburn content to just drop off for a moment, try and soak this up. Ashley Young bending it over. Agbonlahor, Heskey, it's it! And it's Warnock. 2-2 on aggregate. And Villa have found the perfect response. The former Blackburn Rovers defender, who inadvertently guided the ball into his own net earlier, has now atoned for his misfortune. And then some too, really thumping it home with his so-called weaker foot, to the absolute delight of Martin O'Neill, who will be bitterly, bitterly disappointed with the way that his team had started this game. But now Villa Park is jumping again. Stephen Warnock. Downing. Suddenly the Villa fans are roaring again. But they've been stopped in their tracks by referee Atkinson. Agbonlahor thought he was on his way there. Well, so much drama last night in the City of Manchester Stadium, and plenty more tonight in the other semi-final. Dunn finding Ashley Young. Overcomes Nelson. The New Zealanders looking forward to the World Cup finals. And he hopes, he's looking forward to a League Cup final as well. Who's your money on now? One thing's certain, it won't go to penalties. Agbonlahor losing out to Samba. Here's Pascal Chimbonda. Kalinic, Emerton. Pedersen. That was neatly done too. Here's Kalinic. Emerton. Pedersen. Might wriggle through. In the end, prevented from doing so by Quayer. Nelson. Good leap back by Petrov. Villa buoyed by the goal. He really hadn't got started. But now it's all changed again. But Blackburn, remember, had that second away goal. So were it to stay this way, they would go through at the end of extra time. Somehow you get the feeling there will be more goals in this game yet. Petrov to Collins. Heskey outmaneuvered, and Zonzi. He does go about his work very tidily and effectively. Nothing too spectacular, but very solid. Givet. Olsen can't keep it alive. With just over 10 minutes of the first half to go, it's float by. eager to get Villa going now. Here's Dunn. Petrov. Patient approach play from Aston Villa. Downing's cross in. Now Dunn. Collins wanting some movement ahead of him. Young. With Givet for company. Acquia. Givet kept sliding in there very vigorously and illegally. He was completely mistimed. A bash on the head and a yellow card as well. It's a dangerous challenge in truth. His foot was way off the ground. Givet, who's a French international. Didn't play in the first leg because of injury. Downing's free kick. Warnock. Pump forward then by Cuellar. It was Sattler to head out, and he was being impeded. An offside anyway, I would think, against Richard Dunn. Collins. Downing trying his luck on this right hand side. Gave it away very cheaply. Here's Cuellar. He's found Emil Heskey, the England international. Warnock motoring forward now. Onto Young. First time ball in. Downing had come round the back. Not quite the service he was hoping for. But just for a moment there, Blackburn might have been unhinged. Here's the goal again. Finished in emphatic style by Stephen Warnock. David Dunn just couldn't get to the ball first. Little deviation initially off Chris Sattler. And he took his chance supremely then. Akbon Lahore racing through. Was he brought down by Sattler? It will be a penalty and a red card for Chris Sattler. Denying Akbon Lahore a clear goal-scoring opportunity. It was a different story in the first leg a week ago, when Sattler seemed to have brought down Akbon Lahore and the referee booked the Villa man for simulation. This time it's a penalty and Sattler's been dismissed. He did seem to sweep his legs from beneath him. Akbon Lahore, who's got blistering pace. He was always struggling then, Sattler. There was contact. And Aston Villa have the chance now to draw level on the night and go in front on aggregate. James Milner taking on the responsibility. Blackburn still incensed, still protesting. Big moment here for Paul Robinson in that Blackburn goal. Does Milner have the composure here to beat him? All eyes on the England international. He scores! 2-2 tonight, 3-2 to Aston Villa in what is already an extraordinary Carling Cup semi-final second leg. No real chance set for Robinson. He's gone the right way, but no more than that. Perfectly placed in the corner then, just inside the post from Milner. The player who's been such a revelation for Aston Villa this season has come up trumps again, as he did in the first game. Ashley Young for Villa, whose fans are cock-a-hoot now. Bewildered earlier in the half as their team conceded those 2 goals. Clear on the front foot now, and it's a corner off Givet. 5 minutes of the first half to go. And as with last night's match, you just can't take your eyes off it. English football at its best. It's most appealing when you have a rip-roaring contest like this. Downing's corner. Was it off Givet? I think it was. It's another corner anyway. And the pressure really now is on Blackburn Rovers. Dreamland earlier in the half. Milner will have a go. It whistled over the crossbar. They've got a grip now, Villa. The balance of power has swung back their way after that dreadful start. So many talking points, and already plenty of twists and turns. Warnock, whose goal began the revival. Milner to Quayle. He's got Downing in support here. Heskey in the middle with Akbon Lahore. Petrov. Downing. Very nearly slipped that into the path of Milner. They've got the initiative back, no question about it. Emerton. Fending off Stilian Petrov. Emerton again. What a Blackburn got in their locker now. Here's Olsen. And Zonzi. They're hub in midfield, Blackburn. Chimbonda. Lahore. Maybe with a chance here to link up with Ashley Young. Akbon Lahore's gone to the near post. Kalinic on the counter for Blackburn. Milner. So much for Villa is channeled through him. Really has eased into this central role in midfield so smoothly. Chimbonda. Ashley Young spotted his intention, still Young. Turned away by Nelson for a Villa corner. Looking to end this first half with a real flourish. So keen to forget what happened earlier. Milner to Petrov, being invited by the Villa fans to have a go and demanding a terrific stop by Robinson. Really letting fly there with such venom. Stilian Petrov. He hasn't scored yet this season. And not the best of efforts either then from Downing. Petrov much closer to scoring. Good height though for the keeper to brush it away. No one really closed him down. There'll be 2 minutes of added time at the end of the first 45. Chembonda stabbed away by Dunn. Emerton working so hard for Blackburn. Well, Dunn's got the throw here, David Dunn. A little bit of a skirmish with Ashley Young. Even Martin O'Neill got involved. Actually telling his player to go away and not get involved. Handbags at 6 paces. All much ado about nothing, really, in the heat of this semi-final. Those 2 added minutes almost up. Brett Emerton. Kalinic. Dunn just wouldn't let him turn. Chembonda. No, it was straight to Petrov. Nelson then for Blackburn, who had such a fantastic start to this game. Now it's all turned rather sour. And it's going to be a massive test of their resolve again. But then it had been exactly that when they came into this fixture tonight. Collins. Well, a breathtaking first half. He'll have plenty to say now, I'm sure, Sam Allardyce, hoping they haven't thrown it away. Blackburn Rovers. 2 goals from Kalinic had turned this semi-final on its head. One of them, the first one going in off Warnock, the former Blackburn Rovers player. He brought his team, his current team, back into it. And then the disputed penalty, but for me it certainly was a penalty. And the sending off of Samba surely now has swung this game very much back Aston Villa's way. 2-2 on the night, 3-2 Villa lead on aggregate. We'll be back soon with the second half. And what an enthralling one it is too. Aston Villa 2, Blackburn Rovers 2 on the night. Villa leading 3-2 on aggregate. If Blackburn score, well, 3-3 if it stays that way at the end of the 90 minutes. We then have extra time and Blackburn will go through by virtue of these 2 away goals they've scored tonight against Villa's 1 in the first leg. So don't write Blackburn off yet, especially after that blistering start to the game. But they are down to 10 since the sending off of Chris Samba in the penalty incident. Just chatting around at half-time, I think most people felt it was a penalty and therefore a sending off. He was the last defender. It was a goal-scoring opportunity that was denied to Aston Villa. But Blackburn, I'm sure, will feel it was harsh. Certainly Samba did. Here's Cuellar onto James Milner, who dispatched the penalty with consummate ease past Paul Robinson. Warnock, who got the first goal for Aston Villa. Heskey. Agbot Lahore after this one with Chembonda, who's run it out shortly for a corner. Apparently not. Downing. Spreading the play to locate Carlos Cuellar. That was Givet. Kalinic scrapping here with Collins. Milner then stepping in, but it will be a free kick to Rovers. Showing plenty of desire here, Kalinic against Collins, who's a tough customer, the Welsh international. Blackburn hoping to make it third time lucky as they attempt to beat Villa this evening, having lost to them in the first leg, and of course the FA Cup tie here too. Mistimed then by Nzonzi. Petrov. It's Nelson getting the better of Akpot Lahore. Dunn. Trying to drift his way past Petrov, and he was stopped in full stride then by the Bulgarian. Very much a cult figure among the Villa fans, Stilian Petrov. He played, of course, under Martin O'Neill at Celtic, and so successfully too. Is this going to be Aston Villa's season in the Carling Cup? Well, even if they do get through, the two Manchester clubs might have something to say about that. Dunn is certainly limping here and in some trouble as Guzan watches that one sail past the frame of the goal from Pedersen. Blackburn haven't always got the best out of the Norwegian this season. He's been complaining about a lack of playing time. Well, they need him to be at his best tonight if they are to get back into this game again. Trailing 3-2 on aggregate. Villa so desperate for their season not to falter as it did last time around. They believe they are more solid now, and they certainly reveal their character in coming back in this match. Stuart Downing, who was an unused sub for Middlesbrough when they beat Bolton in the final of the League Cup a few seasons ago. David Dunn in some distress here. He can hardly walk at the moment, let alone run. That was Milner, he's been clattered. But on goes Ashley Young, teasing Olsen. And then Nelson. No response from referee Atkinson other than to give the throw to Aston Villa. Olsen, who's had to drop back in defence now with Givet in the centre alongside Nelson. Just wondering if David Dunn can continue here. I'm sure Sam Allardyce is asking the same question. Big Sam is doing his best to keep calm these days. He had a heart operation recently. He's been told not to get too excited. It's difficult in this kind of situation. Well, they've got a real problem here with Dunn. Akpot Lahore to Ashley Young. Now can he find the likes of Heskey in the middle? Not this time. Cuellar. Petrov. This is Milner. On to Warnock. Now Downing. In the way was Brett Emerton. Warnock. All the way back to Dunn. The Villa fans want their team to go forward here and see off Blackburn Rovers. They certainly haven't done that yet. Akpot Lahore onto Milner. Was he upended? No. Play on, says referee Atkinson. There's only Kalinic right up there for Blackburn. And Richard Dunn held his nerve. Milner. Now Petrov. Wide of him is Quayle. Blackburn trying to keep their shape here. Milner. Villa prepared to probe to break Rovers down. Downing. Downing shot. Chimbona was in the way, then it's Milner. And finally off Olsen for a corner. Villa really endeavouring here to turn the screw and clinch their place in the final. And it would seem that David Dunn can't continue. Benny McCarthy is being readied now to take his place. Downing with the corner. Dunn! It's forced over the line. Richard Dunn in the thick of it all. And now there is a hint of a smile on the face of Martin O'Neill. And much bigger celebrations from the Aston Villa fans. So much relief for them. Givet couldn't get it away, nor could Nzonzi. And it crossed the line then, despite the attempts of Blackburn to keep it out. I would think it was Nzonzi who got the last touch. Well, the PA announcer has given it to Dunn. He will certainly want it, Nzonzi won't. It might just be the nail in Blackburn's coffin as the aggregate rises to 4-2. 3-2 to Villa on the night. I reckon it came off him before ending up in the back of the Rovers net. How the whole complexion of this semi-final has changed after that extraordinary start by Blackburn. I think it will have to go down as an Nzonzi own goal. We'll wait to see on that one. What really matters is that Aston Villa have gone further in front to enhance their prospects of going on to the final as McCarthy comes on to replace a very disconsolate-looking David Dunn. McCarthy, who we thought might have started tonight, but Sam Allardyce went for Kalinic instead, and that certainly paid off big time in the first half. McCarthy, the South African, who's blown hot and cold this season, but had a good game at the weekend in the win over Fulham. Indeed, he played a part in both goals. Well, they need something from him now to give them hope, to revive their challenge. And he has been cautioned, Nzonzi. Here's Warnock. Quite sure what the caution was for. We'll investigate. But he's definitely been yellow carded. Maybe for protesting after the goal. Villa fans in great heart now. It's been a long time since they've had some success. Maybe now they are back on the right line. Certainly Martin O'Neill feels they've made enormous progress over the past 3 years. Young whipping over his cross, it's just beyond Downing. But it's fallen for Agbon Lahore. Warnock, that was Heskey. 4 times a League Cup winner from his time with Leicester and Liverpool. Villa edging their way towards the final. Cuellar. And Milner. Heskey. Nelson went right through the back of it. Milner! What a strike! And surely now Aston Villa are heading for Wembley. 2 goals tonight for James Milner to add to the one he scored in the first leg. And his expression says it all. It was a chilling finish. (4-2) this evening after they were 2-0 down. And now they lead on aggregate 5-2. It actually took a nick off Agbon Lahore on the way. They can dispute that one in the dressing room afterwards. And it's turning into a horrible night now for Blackburn Rovers. Will he claim it? You bet your life he will. Villa's top scorer this season. Here's another angle. Just brushed him on the way through. Maybe Paul Robinson might have got to it, but for that deflection. Olsen. Collins to head it away. Can Blackburn possibly claw their way back now? It's a mammoth task facing them. If it's Agbon Lahore's goal, he's into double figures. But it was a brilliant strike by James Milner, no 2 ways about that. Olsen with Agbon Lahore, who seemed to barge it to him. And it will be a free kick to Blackburn Rovers, who desperately now need some kind of lifeline. As the cry breaks out among the Aston Villa fans, we're on our way to Wembley, and it's hard to argue against that at this stage. Just coming up to the hour mark. Olsen, then McCarthy. But it's Dunn who can play it away. Milner sent tumbling. At least that's how it seemed, not according to referee Martin Atkinson. So here's Nelson. I just wonder now where the inspiration is going to come from for Rovers. Kalinic, who remember is on a hat-trick. Unless that first one goes down as an own goal to Stephen Warnock. Rovers first. Sam Allardyce looking a rather distraught figure now, but still urging his troops on, hoping they can find something here to bring themselves back into the semi-final. 3 goals now to make up. It will be some recovery, a miraculous one, if they can pull it off. They want to bring on a substitute at the moment, Stephen Reid, Blackburn, in place of Nzonzi. We've had confirmation now Nzonzi was booked for dissent after the goal. Yellow card here for Heskey. Real forwards challenge that one on Morton against Pedersen. He's been in good form though of late, Emil Heskey, of course hoping to play a big part in England's plans for the World Cup. It's the end of Nzonzi's night, which has turned rather bitter for him and his teammates, at this stage anyway. Stephen Reid, who's had so many setbacks through injury, great to see him playing again. What can he do now to help his team get back into contention? Downing to Warnock. Petrov. Villa looking to turn on the style. Carlos Cuellar. Milner. On to Heskey. Great chance. The flag stayed down. And Emil Heskey took full advantage. Goodness me, what a contrast to the first half. (5-2) tonight, 6-2 overall. He's just onside. He's being played on, I think, by Olsen. Kept his cool, kept his composure, and took his goal really well. Doesn't score that many. It's only his fourth this season, Emil Heskey. But he'll be relishing now another trip to Wembley, another chance to add to his tally then of 4 League Cup triumphs in the past with Leicester and Liverpool. The Leicester ones, of course, under Martin O'Neill. Oh, what a reply here from Olsen. That's a terrific goal. Well, he's applauding their spirit, their never say die attitude, and you never know. It's hard to keep up with all this. 5-3 tonight, 6-3 on aggregate. Well, if the aggregate scores are ever level, it'll be Blackburn who go through with these 3 away goals now. Didn't he take it well? Martin Olsen, the young Swede. But you would think it's all come too late. Well, Martin Atkinson checking the extent of the damage. Bon Lahore, I think, yeah. He did go right into the back of him then, Ryan Nelson. Very painful for the England striker. Born out of frustration then from Ryan Nelson. I don't know if he's going to carry on. We'll have to wait to see. No John Carew, remember, on the bench tonight because of injury himself. We do have Nathan Delfonso, Fabian Delph, Steve Sidwell among the subs. Petrov. Warnock. Nearly at the 3-quarter mark. Still Aston Villa very much in control. For all the desire of Blackburn to make a match of it yet. Milner trying to work it on into the path of Heskey, I think, there. (40,406) the attendance tonight at Villa Park. Big crowd, big aspirations now for the Carling Cup. Reid. This is Olsen, who will treasure that strike. whatever the outcome tonight. Ashley Young racing forward here for Villa. The block was from Chimbonda. Here's Olsen. Well tracked though by Downing. The home fans certainly appreciated that. Settled in really well, Stuart Downing. Of course, he began the season injured. Indeed, his first start wasn't until the quarter-final of this competition. Well, he's living and breathing every moment down there, Sam Allardyce. And he will be, well, you can imagine, so disappointed at the way they've given this game really back to Aston Villa. The sending off of Chris Samba, such a big turning point. Stephen Reid with the free kick. Off Kalinic, but out of harm's way. Two goals in the first half. But since then, it's all gone horribly wrong for Blackburn Rovers. Pedersen. McCarthy, or rather Kalinic, I should say, through the centre. Being policed there by Dunn, and very effectively so too. Wake up Square to Milner. Akbot Lahore, who seems to have shaken off that earlier injury. Ashley Young. The chance to cut inside, but rather caught in two minds then. Well, he wants his team now just to keep it calm out there and ease their way into the final. It's beckoning for them now. Akbot Lahore won his wrestling match with Nelson. This is Chimbonda. Olsen, McCarthy, no. Petrov stepping in. He's had a super game. So was Downing, but he just pulled up then, wincing as he played that ball out here to Young. Still Ashley Young. And Nelson was in the right place to counter the problem. The threat then of Young. Form has dipped a little bit lately, Ashley Young, but he still carries such menace with his pace. No defender can feel relaxed against him. Here's Milner. Downing. It's Heskey! Milner onto the ball as it was pushed away. The flag's up now. What a stop this is, though, by Paul Robinson, who believes he's got his confidence back now after a fairly traumatic time. Hopes he can still get back into the England frame. Well, there's a reminder to Fabio Capello of what he's capable of. That is a wonder save. Such athleticism. Up goes Heskey. He's got real power on that header. And then the flag up, presumably against Milner. Benny McCarthy. No way through for Blackburn. Downing to Heskey. And Milner's on his way. As Villa comes sweeping forward again now. Robinson just getting there before Young. Well, there are spaces out there now for Aston Villa to exploit, as you would expect. Blackburn have got no option other than to throw caution to the wind now. Just give it a go and see what might happen. Kalinic is departing here to be replaced by De Santo. Franco De Santo, who's been borrowed from Chelsea. Worth a try. Chimbonda. That was Emerton, then to Reed. Emerton again. And it's overhit and all the way through to Guzan. James Collins. Petrov. It's all about possession now for Aston Villa, which Guzan just about managed to achieve. Richard Dunn. If they get to the final, as looks likely now, will it be his old club, Manchester City, they face? He'll be relishing that. Still Martin O'Neill kicking every ball out there as his team get ever nearer to the Carling Cup final. Agbon Lahore right into the back there of Olsen. Score of that spectacular third goal for Blackburn. Sam Allardyce berating there the referee's assistant. Guzan put under pressure by Nelson. And rightly so, Villa have the free kick. Just went charging forward then Nelson, right into the keeper and took him out completely. It's like a rugby tackle. The All Blacks would have been proud of that. Here's Warnock. It seems a long, long time ago now that Blackburn took the lead on the night with the effort from Kalinic that went in off Warnock. Milner. Petrov to Heskey. Young. Well, it's looking comfortable at the moment for Aston Villa. Collins to Milner, who's directed operations in the midfield and hasn't stopped working and grafting and running all night. Heskey. Petrov with a pass to Young. Who's played Warnock in here. And it was Givet to the rescue. And he had to get that one right. Chimbonda seemed to lose his bearings completely. He'd switched off. Here's Young. Straight at Robinson. Now McCarthy. Well, a decent hit, but wide of the mark. Just a little reminder, though, to Aston Villa, they're not there yet. All from that long kick upfield from Robinson. McCarthy setting his sights, but not on target. Heskey just got a little nudge on then towards Akbot Lahore. Now Cuellar to Milner. Quickly confronted though by Pedersen. Here's Reed, the Republic of Ireland international. Givet. McCarthy. No, the decision has gone against him. And he was offside. As Collins stepped up. Well, they were caught out not once but twice early on in this game, Villa, but otherwise looking fairly solid defensively, even though they have conceded yet another one. Pedersen. That was McCarthy sliding in late. On by Milner to Cuellar. Collins on the back foot here against De Santo. Young Argentine, he's just 20. Asking a lot of him now to change the course of this game. Richard Dunn. Up towards Ashley Young, flags up though against him. Chimbonda. That was Dunn. Still scrapping so competitively, so aggressively. But then no joy for Ashley Young. But Aston Villa will be thinking now, and understandably so, they have this in the bag. It's theirs to give away at this late stage, into the last 10 minutes. De Santo. Blackburn still need 3 more goals to draw level. De Santo. He'll have a go from here, and it was deflected. Maybe just took the sting out of it. No real problem for Guzan. Heskey to Downing. Free kick to Villa for the foul by Everton. Blackburn running out of steam. And they will be reflecting on what might have been in this Carling Cup semi-final second leg, which all began so well for them. Warnock. Here's Collins. Now Quayer. Petrov prodding it on to Milner. More danger threatening here for Blackburn. It's a rather strange atmosphere really, with the tension having been lifted now. By the way, Aston will have taken control of this game. The Villa fans preparing to party, but they can't do so just yet. That was Pedersen. Downing didn't fancy that one too much against Stephen Reed. Olsen. It's fallen here for Petrov. And Givet for Blackburn. Downing. This is Warnock. Lovely control from Emil Heskey. Petrov, Milner, Isaac Lahore. It's a chance for 6. Denied by the feet of Robinson. That could have sealed it. Di Santo. Finding it hard work against Dunn. But it will be a corner. Excellent work here by Robinson. Milner with that little flick. In goes Gabi Lahore. And he'll be thinking he should have tucked that one away. And would have done so, but for the alertness then of Robinson. Pedersen with a corner. Nudged away by Dunn. Back in, and it's another one for Blackburn. For another deflection, Brent Emerton, who fired it through. Well, it really is an amazing game. You just don't know what's going to happen next. 5-4 on the night, 6-4 on aggregate. How did that get through? Off goes out the keeper in the end. Martin O'Neill will be tearing his hair out on the sidelines. This game should have been dead and buried and their place secured in the final. They still need 2 more, Blackburn. That would be sensational. Chip Bonder. Aston Villa really are making this so difficult for themselves. Nine goals on the night. 10 overall in this semi-final. Extraordinary goings-on in the Carling Cup. Here's Pedersen. I tell you what, if they score again now, the alarm bells will be ringing around Villa Park. Guzan stayed on his line. I think he was pushed there. Yeah, that's a decision. Nelson furious, but he was not too convincing there, the American goalkeeper. I think Nelson had his arm out, certainly made contact with him. Down went Guzan, and in that kind of situation, you can always rely on the referee to side with the keeper. Inside the last 5 minutes. Stuart Downing going off. He's played well tonight. And Steve Sidwell will replace him in the midfield. With Martin O'Neill, I'm sure, imploring Sidwell to help them batten down the hatches here. And take the sting out of this latest Blackburn revival. They are just refusing to lie down. Nelson with a header. Then Petrov for Villa. Here's Young. It may yet be a very nervous last few minutes here for the home side, who seem to be coasting. Santo closing in on Guzan. Akbon Lahore to Young. Sidwell's gone through the middle to join Akbon Lahore. And Chimbonda has conceded the corner inside the last 3 minutes. Milner with 2 goals on the night, and he has been named the man of the match. I wouldn't argue with that. His all-round contribution once again very impressive. Young's corner. Dunn rising, but heading way over the bar. He'll be claiming the one earlier. Might have had one there too. Givet. I might have a quiz at the end and ask you at home who scored all the goals tonight. It's hard to keep track of them all. In a cup semi-final? Everton. I thought these were supposed to be tight affairs. First leg certainly was. That's done. McCarthy trying to impose himself. Here's Reed. The Blackburn fans are willing their team forward to provide us with yet another dramatic moment. Givet to swing at his cross, but it's fallen kindly there for Sidwell. Then he surely was barged over. A foul by Pedersen. There'll be 4 added minutes after the 90, which are almost up now. Surely Blackburn's chance has gone. And you have to feel for him. His team have given everything tonight. And just when it seemed it might be going their way, well, Villa came storming back. And it's been uphill from there on for Blackburn, especially with the sending off of Chris Sandberg. Free kick to Blackburn. Time running rapidly out for them now. De Santo chasing. Warnock. There's the confirmation of 4 more minutes. Long ones for Villa fans who've had a long wait to get to another final. Are they going to make it now? Surely they will. But Blackburn are still chasing, still hoping. And all credit to them for that. Givet is Olsen. Memorable though his strike tonight may have been. It will mean nothing, of course, if they don't make it to the final. Agbot Lahore to Heskey. In goes Nelson. Made sure that ball was his, albeit at the expense of a throw. Well, they're happy enough now, with Wembley so close. The Villa fans of all ages relishing the moment. Milner. Pedersen in a big hurry. Nelson. Chimbonda. Pedersen. Flipped into the danger zone. That was Collins. Then Warnock. Stephen Reed. Still they've kept going. Chimbonda. Not the pass though that Olsen was looking for. Good catch by Sam Allardyce. The PA announcer has just told the crowd that Milner is man of the match, hence the huge roar. And there'll be another one now if Villa put the seal on things. Ashley Young, he has! And that is it. Villa are going to Wembley. Martin O'Neill celebrating with John Robertson, his number 2, on the sidelines there. The home fans in raptures. It's going to end in misery for Blackburn Rovers. 6-4 tonight, 7-4 on aggregate. As Ashley Young so coolly, so neatly gets his name on the score sheet. Don't think I've ever seen a semi-final quite like this. Almost surreal. There's the list. Trying to memorize them. Collins, maybe Blackburn haven't finished yet. But it's certainly over in terms of who goes on to the final. And we'll then wait to see next week who will go on to meet them. Which of the two Manchester clubs. 2-1 to City against United in the first meeting. It really is set up for a cracking return at Old Trafford. One that certainly could go either way, you feel. But for the moment, it's all about Aston Villa. Regarded as underachievers. Well, maybe the good times are on the way back as they look to revive the glory days of the past. 14 years ago, they won the League Cup under Brian Little against Leeds at the old Wembley. And now, for the first time in a decade, they are on their way to a Wembley Cup final. Congratulations to Martin O'Neill. It's heartbreak for Blackburn. The League Cup winners of 2002 are losers in a domestic cup semi-final for the 7th time in 8 years. No major trophy still for Sam Allardyce. While Martin O'Neill and this exciting Aston Villa side can look forward to a meeting against one of the Manchester clubs then at Wembley on February the 28th. The damage inflicted really in the first leg up at Ewood Park. James Milner's winner paved the way for the team to complete the job this evening, but not before Blackburn gave them an almighty scare with those 2 early goals that looked to have swept the semi-final their way. Well, a great day now awaits Villa at the end of next month. And of course, for Martin O'Neill, it's yet another League Cup final as a manager. Twice a winner with Leicester City, to add to his successes as a player with Nottingham Forest under Brian Clough. A marvellous night in the end for Aston Villa, striving to revive those past memories, and this is a very firm step in the right direction for this famous club. The evening belongs to them, through to the Carling Cup final at the expense of Blackburn Rovers. 7-4 on aggregate in the end.